Welcome to Monroe, Louisiana, Malone Stadium, home to the ULM Warhawks, and fans have been getting ready for this one pretty much all week. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, taking on another team from the Sun Belt, the UL Monroe Warhawks. For EA Sports College Football. And the Raging Cajuns will put total leather to crank us up. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the UL Monroe Warhawks offense is on the field for the first time today. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
You know, I really like how this offense uses the QB in the running game because he might not be the fastest quarterback in college football, but he's got just enough.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
That sack gets this offense behind the chains. It's second down. To throw, it's Moody. Uncorks one. He's open on the right. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. He'll pull it on the read. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And the Warhawks are on the move. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The lost yardage leaves him with 2nd and 11. The give is to Smith. Running with power. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but now facing 3rd down. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Pocket starts to collapse. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. The Warhawks will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the return man will have no chance as the ball sails out of bounds. The Raging Cajuns offense will try to get something going with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. 2nd down coming up. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And it's picked off. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
UL Monroe has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. They're trying to get to him. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Well, it's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last two plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on second down. He makes a catch.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
There were serious revolutions on that third down pass, but it's incomplete. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. Quickly out to the tight end. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Caught near the sticks. It's Bernard. Dragged down at the 30 after a 5-yard gain. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. He's gonna pass. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Comes out throwing on first down. And wings it incomplete. They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans.
Ball in the air, intercepted. Got some room to run. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Guys, we'll see what this Warhawk offense can get done this time. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field. He's got it. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. And the Warhawks have it in scoring position on first and goal. Try to barge their way in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, UL Monroe. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. The kickoff team out there and ready to go.
10, Louisiana 0.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Palmer, and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On second down, he'll try to make the connection. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Warhawks!
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. To get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. From inside the 10, here he comes. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. And as we wind down here in the first half, the offense will just take a knee and try to muster its forces for the second half attack as they trail going to the break. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
Louisiana has it back, and the Raging Cajun offense headed to the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And when you get these quarterbacks and these offenses in third and long, and you know it's passing situations, man, KD bar the door, let's rush the passer, bring everybody. You know what's coming. Get after the QB, and you cause the fumble. Great third down execution by this defense.
What a boost you can get from something like that, and now they've got it first and goal with the 1. Trying to run it in. Touchdown, Monroe! And the route is on. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Paul.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
And he makes the extra point. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Louisiana offense onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
The give to the single back. Makes one man miss. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. The Raging Cajuns come to the line with a new set of downs. Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. He's got it down the middle. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Louisiana Monroe has the edge. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. Looking to move it through the air. Got a man. And a sweet catch and a nice gain gets it down to the 30-yard line. Caught over the middle. It's Carter. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. From the gun, running back on the move. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. Trying to find his man on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Bernard. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Makes the grab. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a first and goal. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. And the heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. On second down, looking to throw. That's caught. It's Carter. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. And they'll come to the line and try to draw a little bit closer on 3rd and goal. He makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Cajuns.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Barges ahead. Good, solid tackle. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
That keeps the score. ULM 24, Louisiana.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival, you're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team, and bragging rights now for a while.
Bragging rights for a while. It's a fun thing to be able to accomplish. Now we also got to take in the next couple games, because this is always, there's a letdown that naturally happens after these big rivalry wins. We feel like our chest is poked out. We got to look on to the next game, focus in on this next one.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David